very proud to be associated with the Greater Manchester High Sheriff's Police Trust and the great charitable work that they do.
Do you remember the first match you ever went to, the first City game you ever went to? For me, I remember the day exactly. It was the 15th of April 1970, and it was a game against Schalke in the European Cup Winners' Cup. I was in the Platt Lane end, and there used to be one of those slogans up on the inside of the Etihad Stadium that had my quotes on it that said, "I could smell the grass and the bovril and the smoke and the liniment that the players used to put on the legs." I can remember that like as clear as day. City won 5-1 that day at Main Road. I remember walking into the ground and the pitch was green, and I thought that was amazing because I'd only ever seen football in black and white. So we all have a particular memory maybe of our first game. So here I'm at Mary D's, which is just outside the ground, one of the haunts of the City fans before the game. So I'm going to go in there and ask a couple in there if they can remember theirs, and then wander around the ground and get a collection of memories of the first games.
My first match was back in '74. It was Huddersfield at Main Road, and my dad took me, and I think we won 4-0. But I was knee-high to a grasshopper. This is number 3's son, and I wanted his first match to be really special at the Etihad, so it was against Reading. And we used to sit in the south stand next to the away fans, and I'm thinking they won't bring many, they'll bring one coach, so it'll be dead easy, there'll be no bad language or anything like that, and it'll be great. And we're going to win 4 or 5-0. What was the score?
1-0, Gareth Barry, injuries had it.
1-0, Bazza in injury time, climbing all over somebody. And when you want your first game for your lad to be magic, it was a win, but well, it was hard work.
But you're still hooked after the first night.
No, absolutely, yeah. And he doesn't go to the toilet every 5 minutes now. This is a bonus.
Are you hooked after that first
Oh
one?
yeah, 100%.
Would it have made any difference if you had won?
No. I think the first time you're desperate to see a win, and in my head I wanted it to be a great win, but a win's a win. But yeah, lifelong blue now. Lifelong blue.
Yeah, my first game was I was about 10, and my dad and my Uncle Billy and all them, he took us to Boxing Day to Main Road. He played West Brom, and we lost 2-0. And Dick Criswicki scored both goals for West Brom with 5 minutes to go. My dad and my Uncle Billy, that's it, went out. We went to the social club. We walked in the social club, and I went to they only had a little telly in the corner. Just to, the telly printer, used to have a telly printer coming up. And that was coming up, and the telly printer come up, City 0, West Brom 2. I said, we lost 2-0, and I remember the alternative, we know we bloody have. But the best thing of it was, we said, you see that old bloke in the corner, looked over there, and there was Stan Hopton, remember Bernard Hewitt? There he was, and he got, I was only a nipper. And that's where he was, and that's my first ever Manchester City game.
It's good now as it was then?
For me, yeah, it's fantastic now. It's, you know what I mean? Never thought a million years, like 15 years ago, would you think, honestly, this was going to happen to us? But it has. And it has, and we should take it in. We've got new supporters as well, we should take them in as well, but we've all got to grow together. We've just got to grow. As used to getting winning, and used to being hated, because people just hate us, don't they? UEFA haters, FIFA haters. We do something wrong. What's the fine? 30,000, 40,000, 20 seconds late coming out. We get a bus wrecked. What's their fine? Nothing. It's wrong. It's wrong. But we've just got to get used to it. We're not bitter. We just want to get even a few times.
Nothing like being a City fan.
Oh, it's fantastic. Fantastic. Where else can you go? You have a beer, have a laugh. Still have a laugh, City fans. Still have a laugh. It's just everybody else that's a bit different with us. They were that used to beating us. They used to laugh at us, didn't they? Well, have a laugh with City fans because we're going to beat them anyway. Well, now they can't. And that's the way it is.
Can you remember your first game?
Yeah, first game was, I can't remember the year. It was the year when we played Gillingham. And we were playing Lincoln City at home, and it was 4-0 we won. And Dickoff got a hat-trick, and with my uncle being the physio at the time, Roy Bailey, I got to meet Dickoff at the end of the game and got a few goodies off him. And yeah, I was made up, and he got a hat-trick as well, and obviously we went on to good things that year. We got promoted and Wembley and everything, so yeah, it was good.
Been up ever since.
Yeah, 4-0 again today, that'll do me.
What do you remember yours?
No, not really. I was only a little boy, but roughly the one I remember that comes to mind was Man United at home, Main Road, 3-1, Gota. That was probably the
Gary Neville.
The Gary Neville special. I remember a few games, but that was the one it's one of my first ones I remember properly as a day out.
Can you remember your first game?
Do I remember my first game as a player or as watching?
Both.
First game watching was pretty sure Sheffield United at home in the Anglo-Scottish Cup, probably 74, 75. First game playing Southend away as a sub, League Cup, Luton away as a sub, and then Leicester at home at Main Road. The end of early October '96, I think it was, pal. 96, what we're talking about? 86.
You're still a blue.
Yeah, absolutely. I've never been in here before, but this is what it's all about. So if this is the time goes away somewhere, this is the type of place that go out anyway.
23rd of December 1978, Nottingham Forest. So that's it. That's all I can remember.
You lost that one,
yeah. No, it was no score.
What do you remember of your first game?
We lost. Kevin Keegan was in charge, and it was exciting to be here and finally get to see Manchester City play in the flesh and not on the TV.
It's not put you off the fact they lost?
No. I managed to get a season card I think the season after, and I've just been coming ever since. It's been quite a few years now.
Brilliant.
For me.
Do you remember your first game?
Yeah, it was about 1975. It was Middlesbrough, beginning of the season. I think it was the season City won the league. So came to every game that season. Following season, bought a season ticket. And I had a season ticket every year since. Been coming with my brothers, the nephews, everybody comes now. It's a big family outing.
I don't remember who we played, but I remember I lived on Claremont Road. I remember walking around the corner to Platt Lane and sitting on one of the benches in the Platt Lane end with my dad, and it was brilliant, and I've been going ever since, but I have no idea who we played.
As a professional coach of many, many years, I thought it was very interesting the way they played 12 behind the ball. I include the referee in that. In my considered opinion, the first half was crap, but we're winning, and we will win. No, as Alex Ferguson say, no doubt about that. City will win today, no doubt about that. So no doubt about that.
There's going to be more goals, surely, isn't it?
There's going to be more goals, of course there is. Blooming heck. I mean, I must be. In my age group, we come to the match expecting City to get beat. The young ones expect them to win. So as I'm sat next to a young one, I'm dead happy about that.
Just an average game today. It was Brighton sitting back for most of the game and City having to break them down, and once we were 2-0 up, that was it at the end. We settled for that, and happy days, but not an entertaining game really.
You get used to it though, that's why, isn't it?
That's you get spoiled, very much so. I can go back many years when that would have been an amazing result, but now just average. But we're coming to expect more and more from the games all the time, and well, let's hope. Sorry, man. Not much to say really. It just wasn't a great game, but no real pace to it, and we'll see for the next one anyway.
Well, it was an average performance, but average for City is winning by a couple of goals, you know, and that's the key thing about what I like about it at the moment. They know when to accelerate, they know when to ease off. They play the percentage game, but two class finishes from Ryan and especially one from Sergio with his last kick. I would like to have seen more of Foden. I was thinking back today to last time I saw us beat Brighton years ago when we won 2-1. Paul Molden, top corner. I remember that game, so I thought, get a bit of Phil today, but Pep did what he has to do. He's got a big European game next week, and then we're on to Anfield, and maybe we can break that hoodoo. Wouldn't it be great, wouldn't it?
Tell me what you think of the game today.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, that today.
I've seen so many games in the past watching stuff like that with teams coming against us, and we've struggled and struggled. But listening to your podcast, mate, I tell you, listening to them lot on City Watch, honestly, it's a different world they've never lived. Get a grip. How many times have Arsenal, Tottenham and teams like that come and played us off the park, and we've always got to the edge of the box and we didn't have a clue what to do. That lot out there today, Brighton have come, the first 5 minutes and 10 minutes or so, they looked as if they were going to give us a really good game, and they were looking bob on. We got a goal, we got lucky, and we were giving the ball and passing it around and everything. How many games have we never been able to do that in the past? And we've got players out there on that pitch now doing the best for City ever, and we've never ever seen such brilliant players before. And all I hear on the podcast are, oh, we've not done this and we've not done that. How many games have we gone unbeaten here now? How many times have we not won a game in the last few years? Get a grip, lads.
To be fair, Tracy, I think you're fantastic. I absolutely do. It's a good job he's one of my mates.
What did you think of the game today?
Well, to be fair, I think they've played pretty well, in fairness. They have played really well, to be fair. And, I mean, we played better, but what do you
It is extreme, mate.
Raheem Sterling got the man of the match. I thought the 2 silvers were amazing.
Ronaldo's having a cracking season.
They're always amazing. When they're on together, they are always amazing. But then you've got Sane. Sane is the one that kicks. You know what? Ever don't laugh at me. This is true. He is amazing. He is fantastic.
Everybody's got favourites, haven't they?
And at the end of the day, when I don't know, you just have the certain. But no, you have the.
We've
certain
got 11
ones.
players out there. It doesn't matter who's playing every week. And they're all doing their best, and I'm sick and tired of the likes of Gundogan getting some hammer. I tell you what, 10, 15 years ago, you'd have loved a player like that, and the sooner you lot get it in your head, the better, because you're watching some of the best players ever, with the best manager we've ever had, pulling it together week in, week out. I tell you, yeah, you're not going to win every game, and if you're expected to win every game, you're watching the wrong sodding
Come on,
team.
get it if you need to. Come on.
Get a life.
We'll have whoever.
Support
We don't
the
mind.
team.
I thought we controlled it from start to finish. I thought there was a lot of passing in the game. We relied on the width a lot. I still think we need another striker. I still think we're a little bit weak up front, but coming into Christmas time, if we get an injury to Aguero or to Jesus, I think it's going to be difficult. But big game next Sunday against Liverpool. We'll see how we are there. But a good start. We keep going, especially after the result against Lyon, Cardiff, now Brighton, winning the home games. That's really important. So we're doing okay, and we'll just keep going.
Practice match. I thought we finished training on Thursday or Friday. I think there was, to a certain extent, we were playing within ourselves, but it was nice to come off the pitch, clean sheet intact. Our usual 78% possession and no new injuries. So let's roll on Hoffenheim and make sure we do the business there and the rest of the games in the Champions League. And hopefully Chelsea will do all of football a favour and beat the Dippers tonight.
And of course it saves energy as well, doesn't it? Because they didn't have to really exert
No,
themselves.
I mean, actually, if anyone watches it again, you'll see that they were barely, sometimes they were barely jogging, and yet they managed to move Brighton about. But fair dues to Brighton, they were organised. It's a shame that they came without any kind of real hope of winning, but I guess sometimes before you get on the bus, so to speak, you can be beaten. And today was a classic example of that. So good for the lads. Nice to see Foden got on again, but I thought Raheem was immense, and Bernardo Silva. I mean, at the end, last 15-20 minutes, he was barging off players that were, a good 2 stone heavier than him off the ball, and you don't expect that for a player that was generally bought on the premises that he was going to be a creative talent rather than somebody that would put a general shift in. So all in all, I think it's a good result. We just got to keep doing that, and we break our hoodoo at Anfield in a week or so's time. Then I think it could be not a points repeat, but I think a repeat of last season for us.
Well, it was good. Obviously, a great result. I think as soon as they got the first goal, it made it a little bit easier. I think it's the pattern that you see here: teams dropping off and making it difficult. The quality at the end came through, and was a great goal. I think the first time they got a little bit of space and were able to regain quick possession and counter, and it was a really good ball by Sané, and Sterling finished. And from there you just see that it was going to be comfortable, but again, you never know, at any moment a team could score. Good performance, 3 points, and good ahead of the Hoffenheim to get some confidence.
I remember interviewing you in the tunnel area at Anfield, and obviously that is the next game now. When you played for City against Liverpool, it's going to be a tough one, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it always is. So obviously, given last year and how everything played out in the Champions League, it's the team that's going to, I think, give City a good test at the end of the year. But I think City has every ability and confidence to go and win the game there, and looking forward to it. I'm heading back Thursday, so I'll be watching it back from New York and pulling for City from there.
A great 2-0 win, and obviously next week now we go to Anfield. Obviously I know that's going to be a test, well maybe, but I actually reckon we can go there this time round and get a bit of revenge for the 3 that we lost against them last season. So I think all the best, boys, for the Anfield trip, and let's hope we can go there and get the result that I think we can go and get a win against them.
Well, before the game I was asking people about their memories of their first matches, their first City games, but during this game against Brighton, a 2-0 victory, I was thinking back to a game I remember back in 1983, an FA Cup tie at the old Goldstone ground. It was an FA Cup tie that City were hammered in 4-0. It was pouring down with rain. And afterwards, on the football specials, I used to be a steward on the football special. I remember all the City fans stripping down to their underwear and putting their clothes, the wet, sopping wet clothes, over all the pipes on the trains to dry them out, which was just a sight to be seen. But that was a long, long time. It feels like a lifetime ago. And today, by comparison, we saw dream football. We saw Sergio Aguero, that beautiful ball from Bernardo Silva, and the attempted overhead from Sergio was just awesome. And then, of course, the football generally anyway. I'll never get bored of this. It is just amazing football. Next for me is off to Hoffenheim in Germany, where, of course, it's the Champions League. And you'll see the video of it, what the fans think and my journey, etc., right here on my YouTube channel. Because, of course, that's a cup tie, which are exclusive to my YouTube channel. And then next Sunday, it's off to Anfield, which will be back on mancity.com first, and then 48 hours later, it'll be on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks very much to those who've done that, and I'll see you again next time.
Supporting the great work done by the Greater Manchester High Sheriff's Police Trust, a registered charity.